going behind the guard. It's not going to hit the guard. It is going to hit the guard. Unbelievable amount of curl tonight. I still cannot believe the amount of curl. So we do have a bunch of other games going on at the moment.
Well, after
don't
an
have
early,
much of the teams here.
Look what's going on over on D.
We got a pretty close game going on D right now.
But after a 4-0
there is a Rochester team playing on D.
After a 4-0 lead, it looks like whoever's throwing Blue Rocks came back to jump ahead 5-4 after 5.
All right, so Spartacus coming down here trying to hit here. The sweepers have gotten a hold of this one.
Looks like they got it. They got their hit.
Yep, they got their hit, got a little bit of roll, but that's going to leave a double.
Well, this is the hammer. I'm not sure they're going to double here.
Well, they need to touch the forefoot.
This is interesting. I'm not even sure what the call is here. Is it a hit?
Looks like it's a draw, but I think they should be drawing in the other direction. They got to touch forefoot.
Yeah, well,
they definitely got to touch forefoot.
The problem is coming that other direction. That guard is where you would need
That's
to be
true.
to wind up in the forefoot. So
that guard is there.
So the intern might be the only shot.
So I just got to give you a quick update all the way over on D. The Rochester team of Darren Brooks is up right now 5-4 in what looks to be the 6th end. I'm not quite sure who they're playing.
That's got to be the 7th end because they're going away from the...
There is somebody stick curling over there. That is interesting to see.
All right, so maybe they didn't hang the score for the 6th end, but it looks like the Brooks rink is up from Rochester.
So are they going to get this here?
Oh, we just saw Burnstone over there.
That's coming up short.
Burnstone by not the Brooks rink.
I think Spartacus took another 2 here.
Spartacus picking up 2 more. So big end there again. They're sitting really good. I do have the draw in front of me, so just give me 1 second here. I can look up what's happening, who the Brooks rink is playing, assuming that this comes up in front of me.
Well, taking a quick look at the stats while we're waiting on that.
I think my spreadsheet has crashed.
You can see that Spartacus is leading Diorio 58% to 31%. Really, the difference here is in the skips, I would say, and maybe in the lead position. Jeff Lee's rated about 67%. Dean Diorio's rated 20%. He's had a chance with his hammer shot a couple times, and just has not been able to come through in either of the 3 ends. And Spartacus has stolen in all 3 ends.
It looks like Joe. It looks to me like Team Spartacus is just leading at every position.
Yeah, but really, if your skip is throwing 20%, you're going to have a tough time no matter what your front end's doing, and that's really what's going on right now.
That is a very good point.
All right, so I'm having a technical difficulties. I can't get the draw brought up, so I'm not sure who the Brooks rink is playing.
They're playing
McNeil. It looks like McNeil is up. They did hang the score, so they are up 6-5, it looks like, over there on D.
McNeil from
Joe believes that McNeil is from Pittsburgh. Somebody might want to quickly update us. I was having an issue on pulling it up on my iPod here, pulling the draw up, and I can't see the big sheet behind me. It's a couple feet too far away. McNeil is from Potomac. I stand corrected. So they do lead 6-5 on D. On sheet C, it is a 7-0 lead for whoever's playing the Bluestones, which is not the Philadelphia rink. So on sheet C there, Tony, who is playing Philadelphia? Because they're up 7-0 on sheet C, sir. And then on sheet B, we have a 4-0 lead for Blue, which is the Broomstones team. They are leading over what looks to be another Philadelphia team, if I see that right on the board up there. So just quick update there for you. On our game here, it is now 5-0 for the Spartacus rink. I would think they'd be throwing this one in the house. I'd be really surprised if this was short.
Hard to read, but it looks to be if it's home versus a Philadelphia team over in sheet C.
I'm surprised they're not taking out the rock that's in play. You have a 5-point lead. You don't have hammer. I'm not sure what a freeze accomplishes here.
Well, they put it in the house.
I think they're showing their inexperience in big-time curling competition.
I believe you might be correct in that, Tony. They should definitely be taking out the blue rock. Unfortunately, they're not.
Well, Kim hasn't thrown any hits yet, so it doesn't surprise me that they're through a draw, I guess. But
that's true.
You want to play your team's strengths, but also you got to play the scoreboard. And this was a situation where it could come back to haunt them if they leave enough rocks in play for.
They definitely
for Diorio.
Definitely needed to be eliminating some rocks here.
Okay.
But Joe's right. You got to play to your strengths. Sometimes it does backfire. I mean, you've seen that on Wednesday nights even with Brian Anderson. However, Brian has surprised us. He played second a couple weeks ago in a club game for Mr. Calabrese. Played second. Had to throw a bunch of double peels.
No, we're good.
Had to throw a bunch of double peels and was very successful. There are highlights out there on Justin TV.
If you kind of give me a piece of the naan.
If anybody wants to check out them double peels.
Give me a piece of the naan.
Tony, do you really need the entire tray?
Our co-commentator, Tony Diorio here, has decided he needs the entire tray of samosas on his lap. So if anybody needs a samosa, stop by. There's probably
good 100 of them.
At least 100 left in the tray. Tony has it on his lap.
I have now taken it off my lap, so we don't have any embarrassing situations, but I do share.
We do apologize. We are enjoying ourselves. It is a fine evening. I wish we had another computer up here so that we could see some of your comments, but the stats spreadsheet is kind of overtaken a little bit. Oh, we have flipped over so we can see some stats. Can't see color who has shot. For which end was that? I'm sorry. I apologize. Kathy rules from USS Huntley. We agree. She does rule.
I think that is a shout-out to our bartender, Kathy Lomicki, who is left.
I do believe she is off for the evening, so she is headed out. I'm sure she'll be here tomorrow. If anybody needs a drink mixed, she'll hook you up.
She's done a fine job on her post tonight. Our hats off to the hospitality team here at the Rochester Curling Club.
All right, so Spartacus here. Sorry, back to the game. Gonna play. Looks like they're gonna try and freeze to this rock. I don't know if this is the right call. Their inexperience is definitely showing they should definitely be hitting here.
Yeah, I mean, you made the mistake earlier in the end, and now we're going to continue to make the same mistake and just keep leaving rocks in play. You're just inviting a big end by the other team.
I mean, if they are successful, though, if this lands exactly where they need it to, are they okay?
If it's perfect, they may be able to pull this off. This looks a little heavy. They're going to get a little bit of a bounce.
Okay, so that could become a problem. There is a jam possibility there if they do hit.
Yeah, and they're going to play the hit.
But they are definitely playing the hit. So Tom Pulowski here, pitching down a hit. Looks narrow. They need to sweep this real hard. This has got to be swept or they're going to jam. Nope, they're inside. They're going to miss completely. There is still a ton of curl on sheet A right now. I don't think we've seen this kind of curl on sheet A all season long. The last 2 days, there's been curl that I don't think I've seen since the Pittsburgh Friendly last year when it was warm outside.
And it is certainly not warm outside here in Rochester this week.
Nope, I drove in this evening. It was 12 degrees, according to the thermometer in the car. That is Fahrenheit, in case we have any Canadian fans out there. I hope we have Canadian fans out there.
Look, you know, you have the Alberta Finals, you have the Ontario Finals, and you've got the Francis Dykes Memorial. What are you going to watch?
The Francis Dykes Memorial, because we are here.
That's
broadcasting live. We're here for the next, today's only Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all day long.
Hold on, the tankard's on?
I would much prefer to be here. See, I have a DVR at home. I can record that. Can watch that later.
Good point.
I'd be here watching this live. All right, so they were just trying to lay a guard up there. Guard came up not quite where they needed it. If they had laid a perfect guard up there, they would have been in real good shape, but unfortunately they didn't cover anything up, so Nashua was going to come down here. I looked up above me to make sure I didn't make a mistake and pick out the red rock. Pick out the red rock and hopefully sit 3. They don't, a little bit off the nose here, and they'll be, they might cover up their shot rock a little bit as well. I will make sure that the daytime draws, the camera is at least playing. There will not be any features, as Joe is typing in here. Night games will be covered completely. I personally myself might be here as well, along with a couple of the other broadcast crew members. I don't have anything going on tomorrow. I may actually be playing tomorrow evening, so I'll catch the late game at least. They tried to hit and came up light. So now we got 2 blue stones towards the back of the 8-foot here. Red rock still sitting shot. They need a guard on it.
I don't think they're going to get that here.
We may get the equipment tomorrow moved over to sheet D. We're undecided on that this evening. If not, it will stay here on sheet A. We do apologize for not covering other sheets as well as we could be, but it's a... There's many cords when it comes to moving all this equipment. It takes 2 laptops, a mixer board, a camera, wired into the overhead camera at the firehouse, wireless mic antenna. There's a lot of stuff that goes into moving this, so it may actually stay here. We'd like to get it moved to sheet D so that we can cover the Malenko-Aldrich game first thing at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, but that may not happen. We may actually try and get that game moved to sheet A so that we don't have to move equipment, but that's not up to us. This looks like a pretty... Nope, this is going to hit the guard. They've got the guard again. Oh. If they had stayed on it the whole way, they probably would have been in real good shape. Nashua is sitting in a little bit of a pickle right now.
That is quite a pickle.
Because they can't play a double because they've got a jam. Looks like Potomac here is going to play a little bit of a guard here again. But yes, I will try and at least get the camera running tomorrow so that there will be some kind of coverage from first thing in the morning at 7 a.m. So whichever sheet we end up on at 7 a.m., the camera will be at least going. Like I said, there may not be any commentary until late afternoon, early evening, but at least folks will be able to check stuff out. Wish it was available for our DC matches. So we need a hotel. What do we need? What do we need to travel to do this there, Joe?
ZIO.
What was the question, Chris?
So one of the comments is, this coverage is excellent. Thank you very much. Wish it was available for our DC matches. So if you have any Bonspiels coming up, what does it take for us to actually be there, Joe?
Maybe an invitation and a team to play with. A lot of our guys have young kids, so sometimes it may not work for us, but we would be happy to share with you how we're doing this at a later date. If you go to our Team Calabrese Facebook page, you can see some of the software that this is part of, and we are planning on doing a step-by-step how-to in the off-season. So and we're also going to be talking to the USCA because they have an interest in how we're putting this together. So we're excited. We think we've got something here that a lot of people would be interested in. So we're happy to share the information on how to do it. We'd be even more happy to come to your place and help you pull it off, too. So let us know.
So am I correct? I've also heard correct that all of the software that we're using to put this on has been either hand-built or is free. Am I correct in that?
That is absolutely correct. And like I said, you can see what those software packages are by going to our Facebook page. We'll give you a little bit more detail about all of that.